Hello everyone, it's day 3 of the Explorers box. We're back again, we're still here, we're still doing it, we're still going. It's not like we've got ages left, but you know, we're doing well. Today I'm going to do some leather work with you. I'm going to be making a tool loop that you can hang stuff from your belt with. So, let's get to it. So we're going to do a little project today that's really good for getting rid of offcuts. I've got a bit of scrap leather over from a previous project, and what I'm going to be making is a fairly simple loop, just like that. I've got my paper template with what I want to create, and we're just going to draw it out, cut it out, put some holes in it, and that's kind of it. So you can use any leather really. I've got some, I think it's about 3mm veg tan, which is perfect for dyeing, which we will be doing today as well. I'm going to show you that. It's a nice pale colour, so it can take lots of different colours, but we are going to be doing generic brown because that's kind of a good all-round colour. I'm just tracing this out with a regular pencil, and then we're going to cut it by hand. I've also pre-marked where the rivet holes are going. I had to fold the paper in half and then half again and over where it overlapped, so they all go exactly where they're supposed to be. It's quite faint, but I can pretty much see this. Yeah, and then we're just going to cut it out. So once you're all cut out, we're going to start punching the holes. I'm using the same punch that Andy did. I'm going to measure my rivets and make sure that there is room for them to go through. I'm going to get the offcut of leather, and we're just going to punch. Then, with your holes punched out, I'm now going to take a clever little edge beveler. Now this process isn't necessary, but I like to do it to my leather just to make the edges a bit nicer. It just puts a 45-degree angle on them all. I'm just going to trial run, folding the leather to see if it all lines up. It should be good. All the holes seem nice together. Let's try it with the loop in. Good thing about leather rivets is you can sort of pop them on and test. Works nicely. So next on the list is dyeing. I've got myself an old scrap bit of wood that I'm going to use as a base to dye on, just because this stuff gets everywhere. You're going to make sure you shake it up. I've got some Fibings leather dye that I'm using today in mahogany. I also got a little cottony dauber. There you go. I'm doing really good at telling you all the things you need before you need them. I'm going to pour out some dye into a container, and then we are going to brush it on. I like to dye both sides of my work. I know not everyone does, but I feel it's just a bit more professional that way. Going to do the edges. And I usually do the front face last. You want to try and keep a wet edge so you don't get any uneven marks. And you might need to go over it a second time as well, but that is pretty much dyed. As I said, veg tan leather you can pretty much dye in any colour because it's so pale. It's fairly good at keeping its colour. And then in a moment, when this is dry, I'm going to put some tan coat on as a protective finishing layer. What you can do while the leather is slightly wet or moist from the dye is you can bend it into the shape you want it to, and because it is because it's wet, it will form more into the shape you want it to stay into. I've got some tan coat that I am just going to spill everywhere by the looks of it. I'm going to apply this again, it gets all nice and soapy. I'm going to apply it to both sides and then I'm going to wipe it off. Or wipe the excess off, I should say. And that will give it a bit of a protective coat.
You need to leave it to set.
However, Andy is correct, I need to leave it to set. Well, now that our leather is all nice and finished, I'm going to bring over my excuse of an anvil, and it's time to get riveting. Place the loop through. The front side is this side, so I'm going to put the stalk in the back there. Am I in the middle of the shot?
Yeah.
I'm going to put the cap on. I'm going to hang the loop over the edge of the block of metal, get my nice big hammer, and then cause the camera to shake a lot. There you go, first rivet in. And then for the last ones, because we are going through two different bits, I'm going to place some leather in between as a cushion and underneath. And there we have it. A nice little leather tool loop. And there we go. Our second project, day number 3, completed. All ready to go in the box. Thank you very much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you learned something new. I hope that was a useful small tutorial for you. Join us again tomorrow. Have a wonderful day. See you later.